Hi, everybody. This is Lyrata Barrett for the Institute for Global Transformation. And I am here today with the global meditation for the month and any other topics that I might want to bring up during this time. We are just on the cusp of yesterday's full moon in Libra, the opposite of the month that it was in, the month of Aries. And it has been a time of huge, tumultuous transitions. It's a time where things are feeling rather speedy, very active. Things are happening very quickly. And I'll bring up just a few points astrologically. The full moon bring things to a head. It finalizes, brings things to completion. It shines a light on, and in this particular full moon, it's shining a light on what it is we may not have been aware of. Okay. There are a lot of power issues that have been going on and are going on right now. Top down power versus, how do I say it? Versus humanity. Okay. Authority versus the collective. Um, tell you the truth, what's really happening is we, as a collective, are realizing that because of the revelation, those things that are being revealed, things that have been hidden in plain sight for us to see, is that we're realizing as a collective that we cannot depend on our so-called leaders. Okay? The time for daddy ruler is over. And as a result, throughout the world, small hubs of groups of people are coming together to take charge. Okay, people are working together. Communities are working together. Different types of organizations, small organizations, group-focused organizations are working together. It's part of the integrative, cohesive process, cooperative process of the Aquarian Age that we are now in. So, we're taking our power back. We know it's a period of time where we are coming from a place of deep understanding of who we are, the fact that nothing is going to change until we assist in that change, that we have the power to do that. Okay, when we see the likes of Stacey Abrams and others who are coming to the forefront and demanding that change be had, we are stepping into, humanity is stepping into its power, becoming aware of and stepping into its power. Grassroots power, okay? Community groups. And on a collective level, more of this needs to happen. More awareness needs to be, light needs to be shown on the fact that every last one of us is a leader. You don't have to have a degree behind your name or a title of some sort behind your name to be a leader. Every last one of us has leadership qualities. All we need to do is acknowledge it, step into it, and take it on, act like it, be it. We're moving from 3D to 5D, okay? 3D being fear, the sense of suffering, having to work hard, struggle to get ahead, all of the limitations that we have lived in the Piscean age, those are now erased. It's a 5D world where things come easily. It's about putting our minds to something and making it happen. Uh, the sense of difficulty and struggle no longer exists. Okay, that's entering the 5D world. We think it and it is. We think it and it is. With all of the, as I mentioned in past sessions, with all of the shifts that are going on, the quick pace, the rapid pace that we're experiencing, the tumultuous energy around it, it's important for us to, again, ground nature. Allow nature to be our grounding, our ground, our stable ground. Okay? Allow nature to open us up, vitalize us, revive us, calm us, appease us, stimulate us. Okay? Become one with the Devic realms, the angelic realms, which are part of nature. Okay? New structures are being built for the long term, for the Aquarian Age, for the new civilization. And as a result, things that have been, people that have been, situations that have been, that may no longer be appropriate for us are kind of fading into the background. Don't struggle to try to pull it forward if we find something fading into the background. Realize that that might be purposeful. So we take note of what it is that is, assess what it is that is coming forward into our world, our lives, and what it is that's receding. It's a strong regenerative principle going on right now. I felt it in this meditation, in the full moon meditation period that I had this morning, although the full moon was yesterday, but we're still in, for the next two days, we're still in the auspices of it. And there was a sense of, yes, something being birthed, something burgeoning up from the depths. No matter what the chaos that seems to appear on the surface, don't get sidetracked into that. Hold space for it all, but realize that within the depth surface, deep down, there's something that is coming up, that's rising, that's huge, big, something new, brand new. So within a period of time, there will be a sense of more harmony, more fairness, and more balance. Very rapid period of time as we turn the corner into May and June. We will find up the road a bit an inner need and an inner calling to hunker down, as I said, with nature, growing our own food, growing our own things, becoming self-sustainable, okay? Because we are not going to be able to trust that that which we have depended on for so long, is going to be viable, is going to be available. Okay? So, and we are fast moving into a period of time of even deeper spiritual awareness than we've ever had before. It's like a brand new stage. Maybe that's what I'm talking about, that this thing that's being birthed from the depths. It's a sense of um, finally arriving at the shores of that which we have, many of us, most of us, a lot of us, I'm not going to say most, but a lot of us have been living for such a long period of time. It is going to be the norm. Spiritual awareness, spiritual awakening already is becoming the norm, but um, the balance will be greater on the spiritual side than the other side. Oh, happy day. It's exciting to think that this time is coming. So yeah, I just leave that there. It will no longer be a 3D reality. So today I'd like to talk about our emotional triggers and how to shift them. Our mental and emotional triggers and how to shift them. How do we control emotional triggers based on the patterns impressed on the brain? What do we do to have greater control in our lives? There was a time in the not too distant past where that felt like an impossibility, or we would run to a therapist or um, an analyst of some sort in order to gain the control and the power we feel we need in our lives in order to be operative and to not be swinging from one side or one pendulum side of the pendulum to another. But here I'm going to be talking about a method of wisdom that we can apply um, with ease, very simple, to begin our and maintain self-initiated activity, leading to greater consciousness, mastery, control in our lives. Okay. And when I say that word control, in the heat of a pandemic, one thing that we have learned is we are not in control of much. Okay. So I'm not speaking of control in that sense, trying to nail everything down and, live in an unshakable world. No, I'm talking about the ability to know when we need to shift and what we need to do to shift. That kind of control, that kind of mastery, okay, that kind of inner proficiency, emotional and mental inner proficiency. So what one does, very simply, I'm just going to cut to the chase. Find the thought form within the brain that's creating the particular response, okay? I.e., one might know that you are a jealous person. You might experience jealousy in a relationship. You don't want to do that. You don't want to experience jealousy, but it keeps cropping up at different times. How do you control that? So we take the time to find the thought form you've taken as a truth around that's causing jealousy, okay? Or that builds into your programming jealousy. How do we do that? We decide we want to work on it. We are realizing that this is a disciplinary moment. It's a disciplinary activity in order for us to become more balanced in our lives, more conscious, less reactive. Okay? And to breathe some spaciousness into the relationship, because jealousy cramps, it suffocates, it's mistrust, among other things. It's self-doubt, low self-esteem. So we take a journal or our cell phone, whatever, and write the thought pattern out. Every idea that is an association or connects to that particular thought form of whatever it might be that you decide you want to work on. Every thought that comes to mind regarding the experience. This writing can go on for days. It's not something you write necessarily in one sitting. Depends on one's mental clarity. Okay, but you write down whatever comes up in a period of time, table it, and know that as you're writing, because you started the process and you're putting things down on paper, that's going to allow that which is lower, deeper in the depths of you to rise to the surface. Because now you're clearing that surface mentality. The first thing that comes to mind, first ideas that come to mind. So that which is laying down below will come up to the surface. You'll be able to review that, write it down. It's outside of you now, it's on paper. More will come up. So allow this process to go on until you find yourself clear. There's nothing else coming up. Okay, that's an indication that you finished that writing process, that first stage. Okay. Then take some time, still within that journal or on that cell phone or wherever you're writing, on the computer, and think of the emotional components that go along with that thought. Aha. So we've worked on the mental. Now we shift over to the emotional. Think of all the thought patterns that could cause one to have that emotion. Then, stage 3. Look around outside of yourself at the template within the culture, within the civilization, within the collective mind around that particular thought form. We call that the race mind thought forms. the race mind thought forms. You may be sharing unconsciously with others and possibly pick them up from Hollywood movies, from socialization, from educational systems. Okay, all of this is part of the race mind thought form. So take some time and again, start writing these things down, recording them. What do you readily accept without proof or reason? And is that true, really? Ask yourself the questions. What do you believe about things like the hereafter? How much of that belief is taken on because of things that you've been taught outside of yourself through religion or whatever? Okay, that was all part one with a few ABC steps. Part two is remove the thought form via reason and re-evaluation. So, compare the thought form with universal truths. Universal truths. Does the thought form convey reality of the truth, universal truth, or the illusion created by emotions and group mentality? Perfect example, like thoughts of inequality, okay, racial inequality, gender inequality, okay, these things that we've come to inherently believe because our families believe that such and such groups of people are not equal to them, or vice versa, or that women should be paid less than men, or that being gay is wrong, or transgendered, or queer, whatever, is wrong. Okay. When we believe in brotherhood, thoughts of inequality cannot coexist. Stage three, substitute a new pattern for the old one. Here, you make a conscious decision to grow. When a new concept replaces the old, it impresses upon the brain, substituting it for the old, a more familiar habit pattern. This is done through concentration, meditation, and repetition. So, what does all that mean? Once you've taken the time to analyze the thought form, the emotions around it, the culture that may have birthed it, then you are absorbing that thought form, its place in the world in terms of the universal, against the universal truths, or up against the universal truths. What you want to do is create a new thought form. Okay, something that is more holistic, more true, more universal in truth, more more. Okay? So you create a new thought form, write it down, speak it and write it down, and meditate on it daily. So let's imagine we were still dealing with this aspect of jealousy. So perhaps you would create a thought form that speaks on trust and openness and unconditional love. Okay? You formulate that thought pattern in place of the old one and concentrate on it daily for 3 to 5 minutes a day until the old pattern begins to atrophy, okay, on its own. This is the process, very easy, as I said, for disciplinary training. And we can do it with everything that goes on in our being, be it an emotional or a mental idea. Okay? And by doing this, it causes growth and develops and strengthens our conscious awareness and moves us closer to our connection with soul. Imagine a world where everybody knew about this simple technique and applied it to their lives regularly, taught children how to do it in the educational system, so that we all become self-initiated activists and agents in the world. Wouldn't that be powerful? Let's take a deep breath and begin our meditation. Take a deep breath. And releasing it, relax the physical body. Instruct the nervous system to relax, knowing that it will obey. Take another deep breath. Become aware of your emotional body, your astral body. And as you release that breath, feel the emotional body settling into peace. Become aware of an overall sense and an overwhelming sense of calmness and stillness within your emotional body. Take a third deep breath. And as you release it, focus within your mind and find that point beyond the center of the forehead, outside the center of the forehead, about 3 inches outside of the forehead, known as the Ajna center, the touchdown point for the pituitary gland. that chakra responsible for coordinating all of the chakras below it. It is the place of the observer. Here, you are master of your house. Move your awareness into that center, the control station, as I said, for all other chakras below it. Poised in the ajna, we now integrate your threefold instrument into a unit receptive to soul impression. Take a deep breath from the ajna center and bring all the energy left within the physical body up into the ajna. Take another deep breath and bring all the energy left over within the emotional body up into the ajna center. Take a third deep breath and bring all the energy remaining within the mental body into the ajna. And here, with your threefold instrument organized within the ajna center, sound a silent Om. As you seek to connect with your higher self, your soul. Allow the energies between ajna and soul to radiate and connect. And do this through the simple direction of your thought. Sense the place of the soul above your head center or crown chakra, and see an energetic line of light connecting ajna to soul. See a line of light between ajna and the center of your head. Just behind and between the brows and the eyes. See that line of light and move your consciousness backward along that line of light from the ajna center into the cave, the heart of mind within the head. About 2 inches or so behind the eyes. Know that this is a group center. It is not an individual, personal center. It is the place of the world servers, the place of the conscious soul. We come together as a group with all world servers in this center, the cave, the touchdown point of the pineal gland. And as a group, we connect and bind our lights together with the larger light of the world-serving group. And standing in the cave, know that the cave is not a physical place. It is a frequency. It is the touchdown point of the pineal gland. Imagine in this space a point of blue-white light in its center. And as a group looking upward, vertically, from within the cave, we see a line of light that moves from the cave upward through the head center or crown chakra and beyond. That head center sitting 3 to 6 inches above the top of the head. And looking outward, back through or to and through the Ajna center, know that as we look outward, we're connected with humanity. And as we look upward, we're connected with the soul, the Christ, head of hierarchy, the guardians and masters who guide us. Know that as we stand as a group within the head center, that we stand below the home plane of the soul. Seek to magnetize and become receptive to the overshadowing energies of the soul. The group soul. Feel into that group soul life. Become one with it. Bring to mind an aspect of and as you become one with it, we take the time as a group, focused on this self-disciplinary initiative activity, to bring to mind an aspect of your separated self, or better, bring to mind an aspect of the separated self of the world, our country. Determine what thought form seems to be plaguing our society today. negative thought form, in need of dire change, is plaguing our world today. Bring this thought form to a crystal clarity within your mind. Assess what thoughts are contributing and surrounding this particular thought form. How do we see it playing out in our world? And what feeds it? What emotions are associated with these thoughts or this particular thought form or idea? Is there a race mind component to it that moves and has moved historically, impelling it into our world, contributing to it? As we examine this particular thought form up against our sense, our awareness of universal truth, how does this thought form stack up? Is it true? Is it false? How is it erroneous, if so? Craft a new pattern. Create a new statement. A new, more positive and altruistic thought form to replace the old one for humanity. Working with the energies of the full moon, this is a perfect time to send it out. Once you've crafted the new pattern, state it with strength in your inner mind. Focus on it for 2 to 3 minutes. Looking out now along that horizontal line of light that connects cave to the ajna. Move your awareness out to the ajna center. Bringing with you the essence of energies that you have built up as you focused on this new collective thought form. Move out along that line of light, resting your consciousness in the ajna center, and silently sound the Om. Imagine a line of light moving from the ajna center out to all of humanity. And with it are the energies that you have built up as you focused on this new thought form. To heal the old, no longer necessary one. See, as you sound the Om, sending that energy out throughout all of humanity. See this energy lifting that thought form into the new substituted thought form itself. Humanity from within to without. As the energies from your new statement, your new truth, aligned with more so with universal truth, see humanity becoming stronger, more committed to right thought and right action. And then imagine a line of light that moves upward outside of the head from the Ajna center, back up above the head, connecting with the higher realms. The energy of divinity, the Christ, the One. Which is always three in one. And sound as you do this an audible Om. And so it is in divine law and order. I hope you make this method of conscious disciplinary action a part of your life. If you have any questions about it, please feel free to email me, lyrata@ifgt.com. I look forward to hearing from you, and I thank you earnestly and sincerely for your attention and your participation, and I thank you for the ability to allow me to serve in this capacity. Blessings to everybody. Until next month. Bye-bye.